epistles to give his wife, whom he did not take about with him, that he might not be inconvenienced in his ministry. So St. Paul thought about tagging along his wife as an inconvenience. Eh, just stay home. I'll just go. You cannot help me. You know? Sometimes, like maybe Bambi, right?
You'll be fine.
Your face.
Uh-oh.
That face.
I don't want to go there now.
Lahat ka mamaya pag uwi.
Number 4.
Luluhod ka naman mamaya.
Regarding St. Paul, Paul was obviously unmarried. Some interpreters believe that he had previously been married and widowed. That's what some theologians think. But no clear evidence either, so we don't know. 5. Paul says he is single in his writings. You see? So the only way a married person can be single is to be widowed. So that's possible. I would not like to think that he was womanizing while in the ministry. I don't want to think that.
No record.
Again, this is probably what Eusebius is referring to. And the next day, where St. Paul's company departed and came into Caesarea, and we entered into the house of Philip the evangelist, which was one of the 7, and the same man had 4 daughters, that was Philip, virgins, which prophesied. You see this in Acts 21. It's interesting to see the life of some of the apostles. 6, the norm was that men would have wives and children. That was the norm at the time. But even now, right? When you see a man in his early 30s, what comes to the mind of the parents? Time to get out, get married, find someone, right? Yes? She's not hearing, okay. She's young. So you see, that was the norm in the Bible times. So the theologians were thinking, maybe we can presume that most, if not all of them, were married. By the way, I just put together pictures of all the 12. Pictures from paintings from way back when. More or less, you can have an idea how each one of them looked like. I'll put them together for you.
Is it possible for them to have more than one wife? By the time the apostles, I know that before they would have plenty of wives, but during the apostles' time, do they have plenty of wives? I mean, the men at the time, not necessarily. Is it possible for them to have?
You know, I didn't see evidence of that. But later on in the board notes, there's something about that. Let's go there, okay? Number 8. Do we not have the right to take along a believing wife, as do the other apostles and the brothers of the Lord at Cephas? It was Peter who had his wife with him during the ministry. But Paul, he didn't like his wife to be with him. Then finally he said he was single. Maybe the wife has died. Yeah? If you are the wife of Paul, and Paul would be on a journey, would be out for years, how would you feel? Is that okay? Is that okay? No, Margie doesn't like, so you cannot. You can go to Mediterranean. So number 9, comparing Acts 1, particularly verse 20 with Psalm 109, demonstrates that Judas was married. Let's go there. Acts chapter 1, please. Someone read Acts 1, 15 to 20.
During those days, Peter stood up in the midst of the brothers. There was a group of 120 persons in the one place. He said, "My brothers, the scripture had to be fulfilled, which the Holy Spirit spoke beforehand through the mouth of David, concerning Judas, who was the guide for those who arrested Jesus. He was numbered among us and was allotted a share in this ministry. He bought a parcel of land with the wages of his iniquity, and falling headlong, he burst open in the middle, and all his insides spilled out. This became known to everyone who lived in Jerusalem, so that a parcel of the land was called in their language Akeldama, that is field of blood, for it is written in the book of Psalms, let his encampment become desolate, and may no one dwell in it, and may another take his office."
This is how Judas paid the price for his action. Okay? Now let's go to the other one. It was quoting a psalm, right? Psalm 109, 6 to 20. Psalm 109.
Appoint an evil one over him, an accuser, to stand at his right hand, that he may be judged and found guilty, that his plea may be in vain. May his days be few, may another take his office. May his children be fatherless, his wife a widow. May his children wander and beg, driven from their hovels. May the usher snare all that he owns, strangers plunder all that he earns. May no one treat him with mercy or pity his fatherless children.
You see, in number 8, you will see here, if Judas had children and was away from home for 3.5 years, being trained for future ministry just like the other apostles, it seems reasonable to assume that the other apostles had children also, since they were definitely married. They were out 3 years. In other words, Jesus didn't let them go home for 3 years. Is it okay? Except maybe Peter, because Peter, remember, Jesus went to his home, to his house, and the mother-in-law was saying she was sick. And then what did Jesus do? No, stand up, you're not sick. You're starting off, get up, prepare food. And she did. She was not sick. She was healed right there and then. See? I have some other information not here. Nathaniel. There was a mention of Nathaniel. Nathaniel, that's really his name. I don't know why Bartholomew became more popular, but his name really is Nathaniel. Bartholomew is the father's name. Understand? So Nathaniel is the son of Bartholomew.
So it's Nathaniel.
Nathaniel is really his name. See, that's how it is at the time. Remember, they didn't have last name. See, my father's name is Thomas. So I would be Rod Thomas. Understand? Rodrigo Thomas. Like that. That's how they did it at the time. That's how they would identify Nathaniel. Who's Nathaniel? Bartholomew, the son of Bartholomew. Understand? Another thing is this. There were 2 very shy apostles among the 12. They're very shy. They never asked questions. They never raised their hand. Who were they?